Now you can take a very easy portraits like this using just a Godox V1 and a light modifier. These are super easy portraits lighting setups using just one flash and one light modifier, but the lighting we're creating is just beautiful and perfect for portraits. For the indoor shots, I'm gonna use this 24 by 36 inch rectangular softbox. I really like the versatility of it because you can have it in vertical position or horizontal position, and you can change the look of the picture like in a split, and you have a different looks in a very short amount of time. You always have to keep the light very close to your subject to maintain the characteristic of the light and the lighting pattern you want to achieve, because the further you move the light, everything is kind of diminishing, and you don't keep that character you want to imply to your portraits. I'm using an S2 bracket to attach the Godox V1 to the softbox. It's very easy to set up, it's very versatile, and you can move it any way you want it. I have the flash, I'm gonna set it up and I'm gonna have it started like maybe like 8 power to see how it goes. Usually at this close proximity, you don't need too much power, and you have to pay attention where you place your softbox. The softbox gotta be very close to your talent, and you gotta spend some time to make sure the light is in the right position and you have the right settings in the camera, because nothing else is gonna change after that, and it gives you the freedom to take different portraits and direct your talent. We have Leo with us today, and for the first setup, I'm trying to do a very moody portrait. I'm positioning the softbox in such a way to create a bright line in the middle of the face and with a nice fall off to the sides. I am having the light modifier, the softbox, very just outside the frame, and is perpendicular with his face. Like right now it's 90 degrees to his face. Turn it towards his face like in 110, 115 degrees, so only this edge of the light, it kind of like bounce back, and this kind of blocks it because all the light goes in front of him, and being so the light modifier is almost like at the edge of his face, it pushes all the light forward, passing his the face, and only the edge of the softbox is pushing the light back, and it creates that nice bright line in the middle.
Too hot.
Now we have everything in place, and we can create different looks with the same Godox V1 flash and the light modifiers, because you can spin the softbox around. I have to raise it up a little bit more, you know, like a little bit higher than the eye level, and slightly tilt it down. And this, it creates a Rembrandt light. Is very versatile, and because the light modifier is with the long side in front of him, it kind of like wraps the light around his face, and you have a nice smooth graduation from light to dark on the face, and I think it looks very good and very modern.
Two bars, flows too fast, two constellation and stars, two laughs, two hearts, out of this world and straight off to Mars. When the energy's right, I follow the path. Gotta know yourself, there's no one to ask, no one to turn to, take off your mask. Don't worry, there's no test to pass. Just
now we're gonna take these portraits outdoors at night, because I think it's more challenging, and for this location I'm gonna use the 85mm 1.2, but any telephoto lens around 2.8 or wider will work in a situation like this. We need to blur the background and use the combination of existing light in the scene and the flash to illuminate our subject, and also to create a separation. I think for the first step, we need to decide how we want to expose your background. And in this location, I think I want to have the background a little bit brighter to give the pics a little bit a more happy mood. You apply the same techniques like when you have a bright sun in the scene, and backlight your talent and use the flash to get proper exposure on the face. I'm shooting at around 1.4 because I want a little bit more depth in the pictures, and I'm using an octobox outdoors because the shade of the highlights are gonna match better with the round lights in the scene. I'm gonna keep the light 5 to 6 feet from my subject to have everything kind of like consistent throughout the session. And I have the light maybe like 22 degrees from her face. For this outdoor location shoot, I'm using the Fastbox 24 inches with inner and outer diffuser because it has a very nice soft light. You have always to pay attention when you shoot at night outdoors to have something, to separate your subject from the background. I think that is the most challenging.